gaining a post-study work visa come July. I don't get it. Be confident, don't be cocky. Now, why? Relax and breathe. Why have you still decided that UK is the place for you? My camera has been disturbing and messy. So pandemic extras, Hello, welcome. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ambi C. Essence. So today I'll be talking about the credibility interview for Tier 4 visa, student visa. I know it's been like months since it's been a while since I recorded a video, but I hope you find this helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment. If you found this helpful, please share, subscribe, like and comment. So I've arranged a PowerPoint slides so that it's well put together, organized, what I'm about to talk to you about. So what's a credibility interview? As the name implies, basically the Home Office trying to decipher or deduce or come to a conclusion that you're credible, as the name implies, so that they can see those people that generally want to come and study and those who have ulterior motive. How long does it last? It's usually about 15 to 20 minutes. It's usually on Skype. It's like a regular Skype or Zoom call. So it's just you and the interviewer. It takes place at the application center. What to wear? Be comfy. You don't want to wear a bada, you don't want to wear a suit and a really tight collar neck and you're not comfortable. You don't dress too down and don't overdress as well. Dress smart, casual can go, but you get my point. And then relax and remember to breathe. I've just covered the basics. What is expected of you during the interview by the Home Office, by the immigration officer? Fluency in English, you understand English, you can listen to the question being asked and your answer and giving the answer to the question being asked. Honest answers and no contraindication. So they suppose that you know what to fill in your application. They will have a copy of the application. So honest answers, they're looking for no contraindication. So if they ask you something that you wrote in your application and you give a different answer, they can come to a conclusion that you're not the person that filled out the application. Even if you're not the person, because some agents actually help people fill out the application, but at least familiarize yourself with what's in your application so that you're not taken off guard. Keep your answers short and precise, no long stories. Sometimes we get carried away, especially when we get comfy during the interview process and you're like carried away with stories and you're overly prepared is good, but sometimes you're overly prepared to the point that you're literally saying what they're not asking you about. So keep it short, precise, honest, no contradictions, no long stories, and sweet. Knowledgeable of your application and details. Be audible. Obviously, if they ask you a question like, okay, why do you want to go to the UK? And like, okay, I want to go to the UK because you obviously can't hear what I'm saying. Why would you like to go to the UK? I would like to go to the UK because. Try and be audible in your answer. Be bold, be confident, not cocky. Confident enough to answer your question, but not overly cocky. Do you understand? Eye contact and body language. Eye contact. It's a screen in front of you and you don't want to lose eye contact with the person interviewing you. And obviously you don't want to go this way, too close to the screen that you scare the person off. But eye contact, body language, like okay, this is how, but not too much hand because you don't want to distract the interviewer. And body language, you don't want to be going this way and all that. Just body language, confident enough, sit up if you're sitting down. If you're standing, stand upright, speak as confident as you want to be perceived. That is what is expected of you during the interview process. So the first question, or usually the question you'll be asked is about yourself. Tell me about yourself. This is a very vast question, but what they're literally asking you is your name, your age, your nationality, where you're from. Questions. Why UK? Okay, there might be different reasons. Friends, family, you've heard about the UK, it's really exciting for you. If you say friends and family, they might ask you, how do you know these people? Where do they stay? How are they related to you? How are they your friends? How are they your family? Explain to them if it's your in-laws, your friends from school, or friends that you met online. careful about online friends though. If it's your family, distant family members, distant cousin, they live in London, maybe they live in Kent, maybe they live in Reading, just explain to them how you met them. And remember, no long stories, keep it short and simple. Another answer is it's safe, but they might ask you safe in regards to what level of safety are you actually looking for compared to where you're coming from. So changes of environment, you want to change the environment, the weather. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it's the sun's there, but in the sense of weather, you can say winter, you would like to experience winter, you love the weather, you've heard so much about the how the weather changes, autumn, winter, something different from where you're coming from. You can say cost and closeness to home, especially if you're applying from Nigeria. It's about 6 hours flight from London to London, so it's really close to home. It's easy access to see your family, and this kind of tells them that okay, obviously this person wants to study and obviously plans on going back home. Good learning environment, you're sure of finishing what you start compared to the education system from where you're coming from. You're sure that the strikes won't affect your study. If there are strikes, you're sure of a four-year course would be a 4-year course. You're not spending more than you're meant to. You're not wasting time in university. At least you're definitely sure about that one. More exposure to diverse environment, because university in the UK, you have a vast majority of people from different nationalities, different countries. Good enough education system, like I mentioned, you know that the course you study will be well equipped, because the lecturers and the professors and those that have been employed to do their job would actually do the job. And they say, oh, you did your undergrad in the UK, so you like to continue your education, continue to your master's program or your PhD level. You left the UK, was it a genuine departure from the UK? Oh yes, you finished and you went back, so you come back to the UK to further your education, to give you an upper hand even more for employers. That's literally different ways that you can answer why UK and different angles that they might ask you on the why UK question. Why that course? Example, pharmacy or medicine or architecture or economics. Why that course? Why that course in the UK? Why that course in that university? Why that course? If you have the first degree already and you're switching, they would like to know why. Why have you decided to switch from an architecture degree to a banking and finance degree or an economics degree? Why did you study pharmacy and you're going for a master's in business administration? It's a 15 to 20 minutes interview, just remember. These are just examples of what they can ask you, so that you're prepared very well for different questions. They won't definitely ask you all of it, but at least you're aware of the questions they ask you. So employability rates, so why that course? Let's say for medicine, you see, or nursing, that's your nursing, medicine, pharmacy, you see the amount of that once people finish studying, or once people finish that the degree they're studying, they are swooped off the market by employers and they get a job almost immediately. So show them that you know the reason why you're studying this course, that it's not just for coming to the UK sake, that you actually have a reason. More opportunities, career path, and career goal. What's your career goal based on the reason why you're studying that course? Address it. Why would an undergrad or master's help you? So in that course, why would it help you? I think you can base your answer around employability, career pathway, career goal, opportunities. The next one is any gaps in your study. So once they start looking at your application, they sometimes look at the fact that you have gaps or you don't have. If you don't have any gap in your study, you say you don't have any gap. If you fill out the application and it shows that you have maybe 2 years, 3 years gap in your education, example, after your undergrad, you had about 3 years that you didn't go to school, or before your undergrad you had a couple of years, maybe you went to learn apprenticeship, you went to get on for work experience, volunteering. After your undergrad, maybe let's say example in Nigeria, you went for a one year NYSC training, 1 year conversion course. You can link those answers together. So you have this gap, you were taking part in work experience, volunteering, something related to your course, and while gaining this work experience you realized that a few things were lacking, that you can go and further your education more and sort of open your horizon to more opportunities. So diversity, how diverse is your university? Is that why you've chosen your university? Location and city. Where is it located? It's located close to London, located close to a site that you've always wanted to see. Cost of living, it's your university located in an area that's actually affordable. Cost of living, if the cost of living is not a bother to you, so maybe is where it's located. It's close to London, where your family and friends are, where you studied before, student union, different societies and clubs you can sign up to, especially if you're an undergrad student. Employability rates. Some universities are very well known to have a very high employability rate, and I think that's how they also rank them. Apart from the grades, also the fact that if you're a graduate of certain universities, employers are looking for you. Employers tend to scoop you off the job market once you apply for a job. So about the university, so you've spoken about why you've chosen this university, but about the university, do you know the location on the map? Yeah, no, the address of the university, the postcode of the university. I know it might seem okay, that's overboard, but it's necessary to know because they will ask you sometimes about the postcode. How did you hear about the university? They hold seminars. I know some universities do that. Did you hear about it online? Did you hear about it through a friend, through a family? Or if it's a university that you attended previously, why are you continuing with this university? Are you sure they're actually good for that course you have decided to get your master's, or is it because of sentiments, because you previously studied there, so you obviously don't want the change of environment, so you continue there? So what about the university made you choosing location on the map, like I said, postcode and address? When is your course when is your course starting? What documents do you use to secure the offer? Is it your degree certificate? Did you get a reference letter from your high school or secondary school? That's if you're coming into undergrad. So the different ways that you sort of secured your admission is what they're asking you for. If it's master's degree or postgrad PhD degree, you can say a reference letter from your professor in your undergrad. Your transcript, your degree certificate is something that you should present to them. Always get that ready, because if you stated in your letter you have a transcript, you have this, you have that, and they ask you that and you can't really say how you secured it, and you obviously gave answers in your application, that's not a good look for you. Then about your upkeep, which is very, very important. In your visa application, they always ask you about your statements, your bank statements, or your sponsor statements. If you had if you're on a scholarship, or if you were getting a scholarship that's a sponsor, the funds from your sponsor, how much is going to be proof that you can really take care of yourself. And this is how they can actually draw a conclusion. These are some ways. Accommodation. So on applying for your tier 4 visa, you should have researched on the accommodation. Where will you be staying, and the reason why you chose the accommodation? Is it halls of residence? Is it private accommodation? Are you staying with family and friends? And the reason why you chose it. So is proximity. How close is it to university? Why did you choose halls of residence? Example, you can give them the fact that they're different people. Use that diversity card again. Diversity, that okay, they're different people of different languages, of different cultures. It'd be nice to mix other people and sort of get to know and understand different cultures. Just, you know, throw things in. The proximity to university, then the address and postcode. So there are 2 addresses and postcode that you need to know. The address and postcode of your university, and the address and postcode of the accommodation you will be staying at. So commuting. How feasible is it to commute, and how will you be commuting to university? At the end of the day, you're a student. The main aim of going to the UK is to study, and so you should be able to transport yourself from where you're leaving, your halls of residence, your accommodation, to classes. They want to see that you'll be attending classes. They want to see that you can take care of your commute. So will you be driving there? Would you be using a bicycle? Would you be walking? If you're walking, is it actually sensible? Is it 30 minutes away from the university? Would you actually be able to make classes, 8 a.m. classes, 9 a.m. classes, if you have to walk 30 minutes? Why are you walking? Is it that you don't have funds to look after yourself when you travel, or when you'll be in the UK when you start studying, where you'll be leaving. What about the bicycle? Is it feasible? Is there a bicycle route? Is there a bicycle ramp in your university? Okay, you're driving. Can you afford to drive? What's going to be your monthly allowance from your parents? That's where the statements from your sponsors come in. So your sponsor, how much does your sponsor earn? How many dependents are attached to your sponsor? So your sponsor have kids, a wife, or how exactly is he going to manage sponsoring you as well? So they'll ask you for a statement. So make sure the person that you put as your sponsor is willing to give you a bank statement of what he does, how much he earns, sometimes kind of properties that he owns in that sense. Just make sure that you're being honest and nothing's contradicting your answers. So if you're saying you're going to walk, how close is it to the university? How feasible is it for you to walk? If you're saying you're going to drive, how can you afford petrol? You're just a student. Okay, you have a sponsor, you have a rich father, you have a rich mother, or maybe you have a side job somewhere, or you have income coming in from somewhere. You have to prove all these things. I hope I'm making sense if I'm not talking too fast. So scholarship, are you on scholarship? Your upkeep is based on scholarship. How did you get the scholarship from the university? Do you have a letter saying that, okay, so and so school fees is going to be sorted out by the university, your tuition, your accommodation? Make sure you have proof of the scholarship that you've been awarded, if it's applicable to you. So work and responsibilities. This is very important. Most people, when they leave to the UK, their aim is to work, but you want to be really careful while stating this or not stating this, as the case may be. So do you intend to work? They would ask you that. Okay, you finished your masters, you finished your PhD, you finished your undergrad. What's your plan? How do you intend to work? And especially with the new visa coming into play, the post-study work visa, I would cover that in another video, so don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Do you tend to work? So you're just coming in, and sometimes they use that to kind of catch you out, especially if your intentions are not genuine. What you want to say is, obviously the aim is to get this degree, better yourself career wise, and look for job openings back home. So how many hours does your visa allow you to work? So you're a student, don't forget. So it's a student visa. During term time, you're allowed to work 20 hours. 20 hours during that's a maximum of 20 hours during term time. So you can't work the 40 hours, 45 hours. But after that, during your holidays, you're allowed to work more hours. So they're basically asking you to see your intention. Is your intention mainly to work, or is your intention to study? Do you plan on staying back? Most people, obviously being honest, will say yes, I plan on staying back if I get a job. But you want to be wise when answering that. Yes, it's great to want to work, it's great to want to stay back, but in regard to this interview, just be like, my main aim is to get this education and have a great impact on my country, have a great impact on my career, have a great impact on my career goal. So don't say yes or no. Kind of be smart with your answers, very smart with your answers, in regards to staying back. Don't say, oh yes, I want to stay back, I want to work, I want to do this, I want to do. No. Just be smart with your answer. Focus on making an impact more of back home. Obviously, if job opportunities open up in the UK, you might explore that, but my main aim, do you understand? So this is how I answer. But my main aim is to get this education so that I can improve as a person and also improve when it comes to my career back home as well. You get it? So plans during holidays. What are your plans? Obviously, you're allowed to work during holidays, but don't straight up say, oh, my plans during holidays is to work, you should do this, is to work, is to do this, is to work. Make sure that you're answering in the light of, I'm coming to this country for study. Let your answers be focused on the fact that you're coming to study. You're not coming because you want to make money, even though that might be part of the reason you want to also hustle and do business, but focus on the fact that you're the main aim. So let your answers be built around coming to study and getting that education, bettering yourself, your career path and everything. So during holidays is holidays, so answer in sense of holidays to relax. Sightseeing, if you can, get some sight names, maybe the London Eye, you go to Brighton Beach, different places during my holiday. Let them know that your holidays will be definitely for resting and just to recoup and relax and get to know the UK. Because remember, once it starts, when they asked you why the UK, and you said that the UK has great learning environment, diversity, different places to see, if you said that, or the weather, the spring and everything, and you're spending your holidays working, it's like, okay, but you said that, why you're in the UK, you want to do that. So make sure your answers tie in together, if that makes sense. I'm not using my hand too much. I hope my hand is not distracting, but I'll try and hold it still. So pandemic extras, I've titled this slide, why have you still decided that UK is the place for you? You've seen the restrictions, you've seen the changes that's gone on with regard to how you learn, how lecturers interact with students. I ask you why UK, despite the COVID situation, despite the pandemic. Obviously it's easing out now with the vaccine, but it's something that you should think about. This is what I'll say, to the best of my knowledge, it's been handled as best as possible. Yes, there are so many cases, but you can see how the government is really working hard to make sure that education doesn't suffer, to make sure that things are working out, and a sense of normalcy comes back. And I believe that this would not affect my study. I would still gain as much as possible education wise as a student in that light. Hopefully I make sense. But yes, that's everything I wanted to talk about today. Don't forget, the thing that you should take away is be confident, don't be cocky, relax and breathe, maintain eye contact, make sure you know what's in your application. Yes, an agent might have helped you, but at the end of the day, it's just you and the interviewer. You don't want to mess up your chance of going to study, and as the case may be, gaining a post-study work visa come July. I'll talk about that in my next video or my next two videos. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment. Until next time, my name is AmbiCSM. Do you understand that my camera has been disturbing and messing up since I started trying to record my video? Who does that? Why of all times now? Why? I don't get it.